Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome to a new daily watch list. Let's quickly dive into charts to see what's going to happen this week. Well, first of all, what we said last week, that the DXY could make an up move and the EURUSD and other dollar pairs could make a down move. It initially didn't really happen, but in the end last Friday during the NFP it happened. I already said I want to see what's going to happen during the NFP. I was already expecting like a downward move, and it was quite a significant move actually. Until yesterday we moved until this daily demand zone below here, and currently I am just waiting for a pullback, but it would still be possible for the daily demand to be taken out. And if this one is taken out, we can see a major shift in trend. Like we can start trending down, eventually maybe even reach until the bottom of this daily and weekly demand in there. And if that happens, we could eventually maybe even reach lower, since if this demand is being taken out, this one is already been touched like 2 times, 3 times, and there isn't really a lot of liquidity left. So I'm just either way waiting for a pullback, which I'm also trading right now, or this daily demand to be taken out and creating another supply zone. That said, moving over to the DXY, and regarding the DXY, we came out of our demand zone, we pushed up, we broke the trend line, and currently we are in this daily supply zone basically. And currently I am awaiting a pullback, so I'm awaiting a pullback to the downside, maybe eventually even reach into this demand zone. But overall it still looks bullish for the dollar, especially if you look at the higher time frame. You can see that the dollar is still in an uptrend. Let's go to the daily real quick, there you can see it a little bit better. And regarding the DXY, if it wants to work with me, regarding DXY on the daily time frame, you can see we had a breakout of this trend line, so currently price is switching more to the upside. We had this supply zone up here, has already been touched like 2 times now. Like we had our initial touch in here, we came out of it, we came back, and then we dropped into our daily demand zone, and currently it looks very bullish for the dollar, especially if we can make a retest in here and shoot up from there. There you can see like all the other dollar pairs fall with it. So also if you look at AUDUSD, what you're gonna see, and let's zoom into the 4 hour real quick, what you're gonna see is that we also had this break of structure, right? Like we came out of the supply zones, we touched 2 supply zones. I didn't trade this initially, I traded this one, but not the second one, unfortunately. And currently I am awaiting a little bit more of a pullback. I'm trying to trade this one, the pullback, and ride it further to the downside, because on AUDUSD we can eventually reach back into this fresh daily demand zone. And that's also what I'm going to trade for this week. Moving over to GBPUSD, and regarding GBPUSD, it still stays inside of our demand zone, and we could still get a pullback. Like we got another supply zone located up here, and this one has been taken out basically. For now, of course, I will stay bearish since the dollar is pretty bullish, but regarding the DXY, it still stays nicely in our demand zone, so we can see a little bit of an upside, hopefully even reach into this demand zone and maybe make like a further pullback from there. Another zone I would be watching would be below in here, like we got this 4 hour demand zone below in there, and that's what I will be watching for the GBPUSD. Currently not taking any trades on GBPUSD since it is still bullish. But of course, if the dollar starts shooting up, then GBPUSD is going to come with it. Same scenario for NZDUSD, not really a lot right now. We just came out of a supply zone, we took liquidity in here, and for now it still stays in our demand zone. But of course, I will stay bearish if the DXY stays bullish. That said, moving over to gold, and regarding gold, we got a little bit of an upside from our daily demand zone in here, but I also wanna trade basically another down move to see if we can eventually get into this weekly and daily stacked demand zone below in there. So that's what I'm going to watch. Like for now, we are just stuck in the range, right? Like if you can see, if we have our range tool in here, then what you can see is that we had our 0.25 actually and 0.75 all the way up there, and we might eventually even retest that level and move us further down. For now, we are just inside of a valid demand zone, so I am awaiting another pullback to see if we can reach into this flip zone basically and take another short from there. That said, moving over to the Bitcoin, and regarding the Bitcoin, we didn't really see the push up like I was anticipating on. Also makes sense, because if the DXY and the dollar like starts shooting up, then Bitcoin can also start moving down. But we did reach into our demand zone below in here. For now, what I'm watching on the Bitcoin is actually a further push to the downside. So for now, what you can see is that we had our daily supply up there. Price is reacting to the daily supply, and I am anticipating another leg down to take this liquidity. We got like a fair value gap in here, but we also got a demand zone below in there. And what I'm awaiting is for price to hit like the upper level of this demand zone, take like a trade from there, and hopefully ride it until the upside. For now, the 4 hour is still in control, but I am awaiting a little bit more bearishness on the Bitcoin. And yeah, we got a lot of liquidity in here, right? Like the price already touched here like 4 times, 5 times. If you're gonna count all these wicks, then it's a lot more. So there isn't really a lot of long liquidity left. There are a lot of long orders still in here with low stop losses right below there. So that's why I'm also anticipating like a little bit of a long squeeze, basically. Price taking liquidity, moving back into our daily 4 hour demand zone, and hopefully making our up move from there. So that's what I'm anticipating on for the Forex and the crypto market for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.